Kendrick Lamar, damn.
Kendrick Lamar, damn.
It dropped. Was it damn?
Yes.
Damn sure it was damn.
Yeah.
What a fucking album, man. I sat right in here, man. Listened to that album 3 times in a row that night.
Yeah?
Yes, man.
Alpha, what I sent you, or did you?
Yo, you know what? I got Apple, so that link you sent me wasn't working out too well. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to go download it on my laptop, so I was like, all right, look, man, you sent it to me. I got 2 more hours to go till 12 o'clock. I could listen to it on Apple Music. Let me just go ahead and hold out and listen to it on Apple Music.
Okay.
And I listened to it, man, and wow, man. That's actually after I have to hook up my stereo system in the garage. Yeah. So I was able to listen to it, man, and I'm just like, yo, this is what rap is, man. Okay. And I'm not gonna lie. At first, my first listen through, I was just like, I was feeling it, but I wasn't really like, yo, this is solid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, yo, I need to, cause you know, K-Dot, man, when he's rapping, sometimes you ain't catching it. You're not. Yeah. So I was like, all right, the second time around, I'm gonna try to really focus on what he's saying. Yeah. And how his deliveries are coming across. And I was just like, wow, man. Just the fact that he had, you know what I'm saying, he had Kid Capri on there, shouting like a whole old fucking 1997 mixtape. Yeah. You know, that whole vibe, you know, the bass lines, you know what I'm saying, that was on the album, man. It just felt raw.
All right, so I don't have the track list in front of me. I don't know if you can pull it up or whatever.
Go ahead and pull it up, yeah.
All right, so as far as the track list goes, as I think about it, the songs, I'm gonna start off with the songs that I don't like.
Yeah, so there's songs on there that you don't like?
When I say I don't like them, it's songs that they just don't vibe with me. Not saying that they're not good songs. Yeah, I just don't vibe with them that hard. Right. So when I think about those songs, I think about Lust, Love, and Triple X.
Okay, all right, real quick before we get into all that. First of all, Blood. What did you feel like that story was? That the metaphor. We get the surface level of what that metaphor is about, but like if you get deep about it, what do you feel like that metaphor is about?
What did he start off? He said,
I saw a blind lady. You know, she looked like she was looking for something. So as I recognized that, I walked across the street and I said, "Excuse me, ma'am, is there something I could help you find? You seem to have lost something. Is there something I could help you find?" And then her reply was, "Yeah, you did lose something. You lost your life. Bow." It was a gunshot. Yeah. So
when I first listened to it, I was just like I kind of ducked. I was just like, yo, because I was in the car, right?
Oh, okay.
And I'm listening to it. I'm like, yo, like niggas is shooting. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So I was like, where the fuck this came from? Yeah.
One props to whoever
did the audio
for that shit. That shit is incredible. So even I was listening to it today and I heard the gunshot or whatever. But even with stuff like that, I feel like I said to you before, I got a little bit of ADD and I got a little OCD at the same time.
Okay, yeah. When you're creative, that's how you are.
Yeah. So when it comes to the ADD, I had ADD about listening to the intro.
Well, why was that?
Because it's not a song. So I listened. I heard it, but I didn't listen to it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like the couple of times I listened to this album at least 4 or 5 times, and every time the intro came on, it was just on. I can't really decipher the intro. I can't really say to you, hey man, this is what he meant by the intro. Blah 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 blah. It was just on when I was listening to it. It wasn't something that was to me imperative to the album.
I can't remember the rock and roll band. I really wish I should have Googled this shit before I looked into it. But there was a rock and roll band that came out with a song. It was like, "Is this real life or is this a fantasy?"
I don't remember.
That was
sound familiar. But
that was a really big hit song. I wish I could remember it. For somebody out there probably know what I'm talking about right there. But I really felt like he was trying to capture that moment for that song. 2, I felt like on the surface level of that metaphor, like it was just like, okay, you went over there to help somebody out there, and he got shot for trying to help out somebody. I feel like on a deeper level, it was like him, all the pressure that's put on Kendrick Lamar to save hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he tried to put himself out there to help out, you know what I'm saying, artists like Big Sean, the Drakes out of the world.
Yeah.
And they end up fucking shitting on him. You know what I'm saying? For sticking his neck out there, for trying to help him. Because that's something that narrative right there kind of flowed through the whole album, where he just kind of like was like, I don't got trust for motherfuckers. And I don't trust niggas.
Another narrative is ain't nobody praying for me.
Ain't nobody praying for me. So that's what I'm saying. Like, and we heard the Troy Ave interview where Troy Ave personally said that Kendrick Lamar reached out to him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he's like, yo, I'm fucking trying to help
he was
niggas.
calling niggas weirdos.
Yeah, all that shit.
Fuck you,
Troy. But yet,
Ave.
you know what I'm saying? He kind of still shit on. He still didn't even apologize for calling the man a weirdo.
Fuck Troy Ave.
You know what I'm saying? So for him to, you know what I'm saying, say, yo, ain't nobody praying for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I feel like that way to my personal self. Like, I know I got elders. I know I got my father who's very religious. My mother who's very religious. You know what I'm saying? You know, my aunties and all of them. I feel like they're praying for me. But I could imagine how K-Dot's feeling, where he's like, yo, my grandmother died. Ain't nobody praying for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who's praying for me? And I think religion like really translated throughout this album. Like, you know what I'm saying? His conflict. It
definitely did.
His conflict with religion. And I always give props to people that are brave enough to, you know what I'm saying, share their conflict with religion and what it is. And he really did that all the way through. He did. You know what I'm saying? Through the album. He even got Kid Capri to say, yo, what happens on earth, remember, stays on earth, you know? And, you know, that kind of message or whatever. But yeah, go ahead through the track list. My bad.
So DNA.
Yeah. DNA. We already know what that's about.
Yeah, I think that he was just kind of talking about the contrast between what's in his DNA, compared to everybody else.
Is it, or I really feel like he was okay? Go ahead.
Go ahead. What do you feel?
I mean, that second verse. Well, I don't even know what the fuck he was saying. Well, he went off on that motherfucker, dog. I always love when fucking Kendrick Lamar goes off, but I don't know. I could listen to that 1,000 times. I could not repeat what the fuck the man said.
I mean,
and if I could repeat it, I'd have to write it down. I couldn't fucking literally say it in the form that he did.
To be honest with you, to me, Kendrick Lamar is one of the best rappers out right now. But he doesn't, to me, he doesn't really have quotables where it's just like,
he's gonna hit you with them bars.
Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? You heard this crazy line that Kendrick said. Nah,
I think he does. I think. No, listen. Here's why I'm gonna say this.
Okay.
I think our brains aren't conditioned to understand.
I don't think that's the case.
You don't think so?
I think that he falls in line with great storytellers. As far as like,
I only heard him say one story, and that story was great. Indeed.
Well, you talking about Duckworth?
The last story, the last song? Yeah, Duckworth was
Duckworth. Yeah. Duckworth. Well, to me, his whole first album was a story.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think when I say storytellers, I'm not talking about individual songs. Yeah. I'm thinking like as a whole, his albums tend to have like one collective situation going on.
Right.
And he's able to, you know what I mean? What was the story? Shireen on the first album. I can't think of too many off the second album. I know it was a couple of stories on there as well.
Yeah.
But the second album I wasn't really feeling too much because it was kind of like elevated music to me, even though it's a classic.
Yeah.
I could admit it's a classic, but it's not an album that had like super replay value.
Okay.
So this one, back to DNA. I think that DNA, he was just kind of talking about the differences between what's in his DNA compared to everybody else. And I felt like
you don't think it was like a shot at the police officers that he was talking about? Like he was like, yo, you wouldn't have the balls to pull a gun on yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I really think that he was trying to tell these police officers, he's trying to humanize them in the sense that, like, look, man, you know what I'm saying? I got this in my DNA. You ain't got this in your DNA. You shouldn't be out here doing this type of shit.
Kind of, yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? You only got a ticket. You could write tickets, man, but you can't. You know what I'm saying? But you're out here trying to judge me. You know what I'm saying? That's why I feel like he was trying to say on DNA.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that could be it.
Yeah.
I mean, we not him, so you know we just kind of giving our thing about it.
That was like track number 2.
Track number 2.
Okay.
Yeah, number 3 is my favorite song on the album.
That was a Biggie sample. Definitely sampled that unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Yeah. So if y'all get a chance, kind of go between Unbelievable and Yah and just think of Unbelievable slowed down. But once again, I mean, as far as memorizing the lines and stuff like that, if I had the lyrics in front of me, I'd have a better way to critique it or whatever the case is. But really and truly, dude, Yah is like, to me, that boom bap sound. Yeah. And it's just, I just vibe with this song the most out of any song on the album.
Yeah, because man, he took it to a time, man. He took it back to the 90s on this album. I felt like, you know what I'm saying, without being too 90s. You know what I'm saying? He had that raw feel, you know what I'm saying? Especially, like I said, introducing Kid Capri.
This was the album where he kind of paid homage to Juvenile?
Yeah.
This was the song, I'm sorry.
It was like,
Y'all was that song, right?
Yeah. You ain't thinking okay that hand.
Yeah. So Yah is definitely my favorite song on this album. Element
was another song produced by Mike Will Made It, which
I didn't get the credits. I guess that's the difference between.
So DNA was definitely what Mike Will Made It. Humble was Mike Will Made It, and I think Element was Mike Will Made It.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Element, I think a lot of people is kind of hanging on to that line where he was kind of like, I slap a bitch nigga and I make it look sexy.
Hey, listen.
So Element, I feel like Element as well as Fear.
Oh, Fear, man,
is one of those tracks. So I know I'm kind of skipping around in here.
Yeah, but that line he said in Fear, man, if I could roll Fear in a joint, I'll smoke it away.
Yeah,
I'll do that motherfucker right now. Like that.
Yeah,
that's deep right there.
It is.
I felt like he went like, all right, I think everybody in the world is everybody's an individual. Everybody thinks a little differently. Everybody thinks differently. And you are who you are. But I think the climate of what happens, you know what I'm saying, socially, what's happening, you know what I'm saying, politically and everything like that kind of affects us, even though we don't verbalize it as much. You see what I'm saying? And I think what K-Dot did, man, what Kendrick did was really take a lot of, you know what I'm saying, the way that you're feeling currently and put it
in song
format.
Yeah.
And he addresses a lot of issues, you know what I'm saying, what he has fears of, and you know what I'm saying, how he comes off. It was incredible, man. I thought that it was the most honest. I felt like, you know what I'm saying, I could relate to this album right here. I could relate to the subject matter of what he's talking about.
That one and Feel number, that's track number 5.
Yeah.
I think Feel has the best flow on all the tracks on the album. Between Yah and Feel, but Feel has the best flow on there.
Yeah.
And he was just basically giving his feelings on that shit. Like, he feel like he legendary. He feel, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Talking about
really fucking like owned his position.
Yes. And I really, feel like
I feel like there was a listening party for this album, and he just got nothing but fucking props for this album. Like he went back and recorded some shit. Was like, nigga,
I feel like he solidified his spot in hip hop today and hip hop history.
Did you read the Complex article about this album?
No, I didn't read it.
All right, so pretty much Complex is saying that for where he is now as an artist, as a hip hop artist, 4 albums in, he might be the best to have ever been 4 albums in.
I don't count Untitled, Unmastered as an album though, so I would say 3 albums in.
Okay.
Well, I think that was just like lost tapes type situation.
They even brought it in and said, okay, years in. At this point in his career,
I can't think of anybody in their career who has had pretty much. I mean, I don't want to use the word classic to describe this album yet, but
hold it down, son. I'm gonna take a piss.
I can't think of anybody who has in 3 albums in had at least 2 classics in and continued to bring the quality of hip hop that they have during their run. I can't think of any other artist that has done that in the history of hip hop. And then I don't want to sit here and make it seem like I'm dick riding Kendrick, or make it seem like, yo, this dude is the greatest rapper of all time, and this, that, and the third, or whatever. I don't want to go that far. But as far as music goes, I definitely feel this album more than I felt the last one. Not necessarily more than I felt Good Kid, Mad City. I think this album is definitely more palatable. It definitely has a better production than the last album has. I feel like this album is also, it has more replay value. So a lot of albums, when we listen to, especially Kendrick, when we talk about Kendrick, this album to me has the most replay value out of any other album that he's released. I guess maybe besides Good Kid, Mad City, or whatever the case is. But like I said again, Feel definitely has the best flow on the album. Loyalty, the song.
He had so many different flows and so many different ways that he approaches songs, man. Yeah. And just like he said on Humble, he's like, yo, you know, I let my soul speak. You let the pills talk. Like, yo, just think of him coming up with all these styles and flows on his own, man. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Just off what the song that he's given, man. Whoever, the whole song, you know what I'm saying? Even though it's, you know, Mike Will made it, had songs in there and everything like that. Everything just flowed so well together. Yeah. It, like you said, man, the best replay value I feel, man. Out of all his albums. And okay, and like go into the story, the one that the story he told about, you know what I'm saying?
Duckworth.
Yeah, Duckworth, about, you know, how, you know, him and Top Dog, you know, he might have been there. Top Dog
could have killed his pops or whatever.
Yeah. Now he said like he'd have been shot too. So was he trying to say that he was in the restaurant too, or
I didn't catch that. I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah, well, I don't want to give up too much about the album, but man, y'all gotta check this out, man.
Yeah, and then the joint with Rihanna, I think is definitely gonna be a single.
That and Lust, I like Lust.
All right, so I like I said, I like all the songs on the album. Yeah, but when we talk about skipping songs,
I ain't skipping shit.
Tracks number 9, 10, and 11, I'm skipping those. Yeah. Like, for some reason, I just can't really dig into Lust, Love, and Triple X.
I mean, like, if you think about it, because I mean, I'm not looking at it from a perspective of, you know what I'm saying, on air radio play value. Like, what's gonna be his next single? I feel like DNA is probably gonna be his next single off this album.
Well, I think most likely it probably will, but eventually
that shit had a bounce to it. That's crazy. Yeah. Now, like I said, that second verse, I don't know what the fuck he's saying. Even if I did, I couldn't sing along with it.
Eventually, he gonna release Loyalty too, the one with the joint with Rihanna.
Yeah, of
just
course.
Simply because she's on there. Yeah,
and then you know what I'm saying, he shouted her out further on in the album. Like, you know what I'm saying.
What song was that?
I think it was on Fear.
Well, Fear. Okay, yeah, where you're talking about her lawyer and the situation with that.
But shit, man. I'm just happy to be privileged enough to, you know what I'm saying, listen to this album. And you know, I definitely like I said, man, I always look for music I could relate to. And just a lot of the conflicts that he was having in this album, you know, talking about his life, talking about his trust issues, talking about his fears, like we said, you know, and just talking about life experience in general, and then talking shit to these rappers, man. Like, yo, it all went, man. It all went, and shout out to K-Dot for it. I definitely, it's mad early, but I put this in the classic section.
True. I mean, like I said, I don't want to call it yet because I would like to sit down with an album.
It solidifies his position.
Yes, it definitely does.
His position.
I would like to sit down with the album for even a little bit longer because I've been listening to it now for 2 or 3 days or whatever.
Yeah, but I'm saying I'm on listen number 7, 2 days. And not even 2 days. 24 hours. I'm listening on number 7.
Okay.
So I'm fucking with it. I can't wait to work out to it. I can't wait to just drive to work.
And with that being said, it's not too many albums that have kept my attention this year from front to back.
Right. Yeah.
Like like you just said, it ain't those songs, tracks were 7, 8, 9 or 8, 9, and 10, whatever it was that I just said. It's not like, okay, yo, these songs is garbage and I can't listen to them. Yeah, I'm just saying that the other songs to me are so far above those songs that those are like.
And I get that.
You know what I mean?
I get that. But I mean, I don't agree with you, but I get where you might be coming from with that. But like I said, man, I mean, if we compare it, and I hate to do this because I love J. Cole. Mm-hmm. J. Cole is one of my favorite artists as well. But J. Cole came out trying to basically saying he's about to change the game with this shit, with this album. And even Big Sean said it too. And I think out of the three, Kendrick is the one that delivered.
Oh, hell yeah.
A game-changing album.
And we didn't even talk about Humble.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about...
Yeah, we don't need to talk about Humble. Y'all know what Humble is.
The small...
Humble went number 2 on the Billboard charts. I
think they said that the biggest charting hip-hop
album song for him.
Not even for him, but in a long time.
Oh, okay. All right.
So this one was like one of those songs. Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? So he
putting up numbers. He's dropping classic material, and he's coming with the lyrics.
And I'm talking about the concepts, quality material. I'm talking about.
And the one thing I got to say about this album too is that the production is really, really on point.
The production with all those bass lines, it felt like it had one producer, but it didn't.
Yes. So I think that the balance that this album found compared to Pimp a Butterfly, and I'm not saying that to Pimp a Butterfly that production was bad.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that I didn't like it as much as I do this album.
Yeah.
And I feel like this one has like a cohesiveness that all his albums have a real strong cohesiveness. So I don't want to compare this between Pimp a Butterfly or Good Kid, Mad City.
Yeah.
But this one definitely everything fell in line like fucking dominoes, and like this it's a really, 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 really solid album. Right, and I'm definitely digging it.
Yeah, definitely, man. I hope y'all go out there and check it out, man. Don't want to give y'all too much about it, man. I want y'all to see for yourselves, man.
Yeah.